right, guys, super excited. We have yet another workout, and this is going to be more like kind of like a balance kickboxing workout challenge. So it's gonna test your core, it's gonna test your balance, it's gonna test your agility, and it's gonna test almost everything, your conditioning, your entire body. So that being said, so we want to make sure, like always, we were fully warmed up and ready to handle whatever is coming on. So first things first, I started off with inchworms. Inchworms is when you reach down to your toes and then move all out until when you're fully extended in kind of like a full plank position, and then slowly holding your position, you hold your hands down and walk your feet step by step, not huge steps but small steps, until when your feet are close to your palms, as close as they can, as close as you can. Now it's a little bit challenging, especially if you have tight hamstrings, if you have tight lower back and tight knees. So one way you could regress this movement is by slightly bending your knees as you move those your feet close to your palms. But the more you try to keep your knees extended, the more you try to keep them straight, the more stretch you're gonna get in your hamstrings, and the more stretch you're gonna get in your lower back as well. So we want to keep the movement nice and smooth. If you feel any difficulties, you can go ahead and stop. And if you're feeling okay, so we did 30 times back and forth, and then I moved on to the high knees. So still we are doing the warm-up. We want to make sure that we're warmed up, we're ready for what's coming. So we're dusting off the body and letting it know that something is coming. And who is going to be the winner? You have to be the winner. Your body follows what your mind tells it to do. So high knees, so you again with the high knees, you want to make sure you drive those knees as high as you can, almost as high as your tummy, or even as high as your chest, and try to keep that consistent all the way. So we cannot forget to do squats. So I did air squats. Now if you look at me from this angle, I face that way so you can see exactly how I'm keeping those knees right over my foot. You don't want to have your knees going as far as at the end of your toes. So you want to keep it close, and you want to make sure you're sitting in there and trying to drive those hips as low as you can. All right, so when we're done with that, how can we forget a push-up? So I did 10 push-ups. Now there are variations to the push-ups. You can do the wide grip push-ups, you can do the low grip push-ups. So I did the standard push-up, what is called the perfect push-up. So I'm having my palms right under my chest in 10 repetitions. That's all I did. Again, like always, you can always customize this workout. You may want to go for 15-20 reps. What I would encourage you here is to feel the burn, stay a little bit in the burn, and let the burn get hot. But you don't want to burn out before you even start the workout. So this is just the warm-up. So keep it slow. We're just raising the body temperature so that we don't get hurt during the exercise, and be ready for what's coming. So what I'm doing here is kind of I reached out and then I extended all the way, forward, kind of like a good morning exercise, and then I was swinging side by side, just so that I can stretch almost every muscle that is going to be involved in this workout. That includes the hamstrings, the lower back, and all that. So finally I went on for the shoulder rotations. I only did front to back shoulder rotations, left and right. You could as well do back, rather back to front, and everything is your prerogative, whatever you prefer. All right, so again, now we're starting off. Couldn't find my balance right there, but it takes some time as well. Now, what I'm doing is a squat, and then as I'm hopping out from the squat, I'm kicking sideways. So squat and right kick, squat and left kick. So squat, right kick, squat, left kick. So this is just getting the body in position, in the state that we want it to be. We want to warm up those inner thigh muscles, the hamstrings, and a little bit of balance, because we're going to need a lot of balance during this workout. As you can see, standing on one leg and kicking the other side, with one leg just literally touching the ground, and then again, you're kicking back out. So it's a touch and kick, touch and kick. So you really need balance on your other foot, and if you don't have balance on the other foot, then it's going to be a problem. The reason why I love this is you're challenging your whole body. You're challenging your balance, and you're challenging your core as well. This is why I love this kind of workouts. So we did right kick. So we're gonna do that one more time, just so we are, we are okay with the balance. Now as you can see on my second round, my balance is a little bit better than in the start. So in the start, I kind of like wobbled a little bit, but now I'm okay. So it's the motor neurons, it's the body. Now it's adjusted, and when you get to this point, you've mastered, and that means you're ready to go on with the workout. Yeah, so try to keep that core tight as you kick out right and left, literally touching the ground, and then take a small break. If you have some water, go ahead and sip some water, and then we're gonna move on to now this is where your balance is going to be really checked. So now you're standing on one leg on one side, keeping your core tight, keeping your body in position, and holding your foot in the air. You're gonna kick out and kick back in. So you're kind of like doing a knee flexion, but sideways. So you're flexing and then bringing it back. So this is taxing for the leg that is supporting you on the ground. Your balance is tested, your core strength is tested, and it doesn't look like it's tiring, but when you do it, you will feel the burn in both legs, especially the leg that is kicking. So I went for 10 reps that right side, and then 10 reps the other side, and then I repeated the same sequence. So the reason why I'm repeating is usually the first time is not as good as the second time. So with the second time, if you opt to go for the third time, you'll find that it will be even easier. So the small break after that, right now your feet, your hamstrings, your other foot, almost everything, your core is on fire. So again, one last time. So now we're gonna hold the same position again, keeping your core tight, keeping body straight. We don't want any movement, any swing in your body. So you're only holding that position and then kicking forward. So you're just flexing, kicking up, and then back down. So as you notice, if you cannot keep your foot up, it's okay. You can kick and literally touch the ground and then kick back up. It's fine. That's an option you can do. So kicking forward, side, left and right, find your balance. See, I'm wibbling on almost my last reps, but I was already in the zone. So now we're gonna go for the kick. This could be like a round kick or just a normal kick. So now with the kick, the last foot that is behind you is the foot that kicks forward, because you need to initiate that hip movement from the back to the front. So as you notice, my hands are going where my foot is coming from, so that I can have that nice rotation, that nice tuxing of the obliques, sideways, because the obliques is entirely responsible for this kind of movement, twisting side to side, and also, twisting the spine. So you have this movement, your hind foot coming to kick forward and then stepping back, and then watch my arms movement. My arms are exactly directed where my foot is coming from, so I can have that nice rotation. So again, if you're looking for an exercise to trim your waist, or to trim your to work your abs, obliques, anything else, this is an exercise, as well as a conditioning exercise. So we are hitting two birds with one stone here. We are having a nice conditioning, we're enjoying the workout, and also we are working the obliques, as well as we are having our kickboxing class. All right, so that is the second set on the other side. So now, to show you exactly what I mean, so I place my both hands right in front of me. So I'm moving my hands where my foot is coming from, and I'm keeping my hands in that way. So now you can see properly that my hands are moving in the direction where my foot is coming from. And this is how you feel that nice twist around your waist, and then you engage more those obliques, and that's exactly what we wanted to achieve in this workout. All right, so take a small break, and then we're gonna move on to the next exercise. So you can have some water here. You should be probably running out of breath by now. So now we're going to last week. If you didn't watch my video, you can check my last video about boxing. We did the basics of boxing. Now we're combining everything. So we're combining a cardio exercise, which is a half burpee, followed by two boxing sets, that's a left and right, or a jab and a cross, followed by a round kick. So I'll explain that in a minute. So it's a half burpee. When you come up, punch right and left, or jab cross, step back, and then kick forward. Now, kicking forward, you can kick forward as high as you can, depending on your flexibility, depending on your strength as well. If you're kicking a bag, it's a different story. If you're kicking in the air, but one thing you have to note, if you're kicking a bag, you make sure you're kicking with your forefoot, and you kick with your foot out straight, not bent, but out straight, to minimize the tension in your knees and in your joints. All right, so I did 10 repetitions, half burpee, jab cross, and then right kick 10 times. Now we're moving on to the next side. So half burpee, jab cross, and left kick. Now, the most challenging part with this kind of exercises, they let you know which part is really lagging on your body. Like which side. Everybody has indifferences with their bodies. Kicking, as you can see, is not so good with my left, but my right is okay. It could be the opposite for you. So just because your other side is not good as the other doesn't mean that you should not work them. But if you prefer not to work the other side, that's perfectly fine. The point is just to have a good workout. I prefer to work my other side, even though it's not as good as the other, because I need to have my body a little bit balanced. We need to have that balance. So 10 repetitions, half burpee, stand back up, right and cross, and then step back, and then kick forward. That's the sequence. And then we took a break, and then before I finished the workout, so now we're doing a kind of a few conditioning exercise. So I did plank walks from one side to the other. So plank walks is you hold the plank, and then try to keep your hips in line with your entire body, nice and straight.
and then you're gonna move sideways. So one hand after the other, one foot after the other, sideways. At this moment, you should be a little bit tired, you should be a little bit wasted, but try to push as hard as you can. It's a quick workout, so I'm not sure. I don't think you should be really that worked out, but just in any case, you're just pushing out a little bit, a few more inches. As you can see, I was already sweating, but we need to get this done. So a small break right there if you would like. Have some water if you would like to have a small walk around, whatever you're working out, in your room, in your garage, or in your backyard. But don't take too long. And then straight down, we're gonna go and move on to the next exercise. So the next exercise is kind of, like a conditioning aerobic exercise, and it's really gonna challenge your whole body. It's explosive. So this right here is a 360 push-ups. So all you have to do is go deep down in a push-up, and then you're gonna explode all the way up and then move clockwise. So you're gonna move clockwise all the way until when you come back to the position where you started. Take a small break and then reverse that same direction that you did. So if you went clockwise right for the first time, you go anti-clockwise the second time. And then when you're done with this, you should be wasted by now. So this is a time where you need to cool down a little bit, and we're gonna go for that nice wide stretch. Now, this stretch, you can go as far as you can. I started with the advanced version, and then after this, I will show you the regression to that. If you can do this, if you can go as far down as possible, bending your elbows and then touching the floor, spreading your feet out wide, stretching your inner thighs, outer thighs, and your lower back, please go ahead by all means. Or if you can't, you can just bring in those knees a little bit wider than your hips, and then you're gonna hug your both elbows and then swing sideways like I just did a few seconds ago. All right, now we're going to move on to the hip stretch. The hip stretch, this requires a lot of balancing. If you have something close to your partner, you can hold on to that if you cannot hold your balance. So we're gonna hold this for like 10 seconds and then switch on to the other side. So find your balance, cross your right leg over your left leg over your right. Hold it, try to sink your hips as far down as you can and hold that position. All right, you can repeat that if you like for another 20 seconds, 10 seconds, depending on how you would like that to go. So hamstring stretch, I prefer to do my own version. So I really feel that nice stretch if I cross my other foot over the other and then reaching out and touching my toes or the floor. Again, depending on how flexible you are, if you cannot touch your toes, if you cannot touch the floor, just hold the position and for as low, as deep as you can go, and then just hold it. So a little bit of a tricep stretch. So holding that right hand or left hand right in between your scapula, and then applying some pressure from the other side using the other hand and holding the position for a few minutes. And now, thank you so much. This was our quick workout today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good day.